What's going on, everybody? Here of Time here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build FARUZAN as an ANEMO support that buffs your ANEMO damage for your ANEMO DPSs and other ANEMO characters. So with that, how to build her weapons, artifacts, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so starting out with FARUZAN's talents, obviously she's a bow user, so she shoots arrows, and of course her charged attack, she shoots a ANEMO arrow, just like Venti. Uh, so for her skill, that's a lot of information there, but basically all you really need to know is once you use this, it'll be a
We'll
field
see
of
about
anemo,
that.
and then when you charge your arrow up, you can either shoot an enemy with it or shoot it on the ground, and it will be this anemo. It'll deal anemo damage, and it'll also group enemies together, so you can better kill the enemies and do other elemental effects such as pyro or whatever you need to do. And if you have another anemo, like an anemo DPS, you can also use that to your advantage to kill a bunch of enemies with your anemo damage. So it's pretty useful as a skill. So I mean, it's not the most the biggest thing you're going to use as far as on, but it's useful to group enemies. It's not the greatest grouping ability, but it's still fine. It's not as great as Sucrose, but it's fine. And then her burst, it's honestly pretty straightforward. It's a big AOE attack. It's hard to explain. I'll show more in the showcase, but it's an AOE attack that's it's this little cube thing above your head, or whatever you want to call it, and it moves in a triangular path. And while it is active, it boosts your anemo damage, and gives you a bunch of anemo damage bonus. I think is based on your attack, but I'll get on that in the passive talents and everything. But yeah, she basically it's just AOE field attack. It does do damage when it comes out. I've had some insane damage come out from it, like 16,000 or so. That's insane damage for me, anyways. But yeah, it just boosts your anemo damage. It's really and it decreases the anemo resistance to enemies, and it just basically buffs your main anemo DPS or whatever. It's pretty useful. She's just a really great anemo support. That's most of what you want to level up. So when you're leveling this stuff up, obviously the normal attacks don't really count. Skill, you can level up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. It's mostly for getting particles anyway, and grouping enemies a little bit. Like I said, it's not the best grouping ability. And then the thing you want most level up is your burst, so you can get that anemo damage resistance and anemo damage bonus. You can have that greater. So yeah, I would recommend leveling up the burst most of all. All right, so for Farazan's first passive talent, when you use her skill, your time to charge your charge attack will be decreased by 60%. Very similar to Yalan, I believe. I don't have her, but I'm pretty sure it's the way it works for her. Very similar to Kujo Sara, in the same way that when you use her skill, her charge attack is also the time taken to charge it is also decreased by 60%. It is very similar to Kujo Sara. Thing about it, that ability, the skill in itself, but yeah, that's the first passive talent. Just decrease the time so you can get that grouping ability very fast. All right, so for Farazan's second passive talent, when you spawn her burst, the one secret ways, characters that deal anemo damage whenever they deal so like a anemo DPS like the Wanderer or Scaramouche, what if you want to call them. When there's anemo damage dealt using normal charge attacks, splash attacks, elemental skills, bursts, all that kind of stuff, they'll gain the Hurricane Guard effect, which the damage that you deal will be increased based on 33% of Farazan's base attack. So, base attack is something that you want to level up. Now, this is kind of like Bennett, so be worried that attack percent will not count. Base attack is all that counts. So weapons, you want to have 5-star weapons if you can. I don't have any 5-star bows, but if you have any 5-star bows, the more attack, the better. Base attack is good. So on your artifact stats, on your sub stats, you're gonna want to look for base attack. So if there's attack plus 18, attack plus 33, whatever, anything like that is good. So that would be very good for her. Like I said, it's a lot like Bennett's. So base attack only. Attack percent does not matter. So attack percent goblets, attack percent sands, anything like that, that will not work. It's only base attack. So It's very useful, a lot like Bennett's, so that's very good. And then obviously this one, expedition things, gains 25% more rewards when splashed in a Sumeru expedition 20 hours. So it's useful if you need more and more or whatever. But otherwise, that is all for talents. So I hope I was able to explain them relatively okay. And let's go over to the playstyle now. Alright, so we're over here in Inazuma, where Masanori is. I'm going to spar in Masanori and show you how to... Although I can't group enemies, I will show how FARUZAN works a bit. So, first of all, as you can see, it does ANEMO damage, and if there's other enemies here, they would get grouped right there. I will show... Let me show you first what Scaramouche's damage is without her buff.
Swollen Fury.
So around 10k without pyro or anything, you know, 8k, somewhere around there. So I'm just gonna do FARUZAN's buff, just show. With her buff, well, if I can hit him, I do around 11,000. 11,000. I thought it'd be more. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot when you combine Bennett's with it. And obviously my base attack isn't perfect because I don't have a 5-star bow, but still. It is a very useful thing. So, it is buffs for ANEMO damage, as you can see. Not quite as good as Bennett's, or... Well, actually, it's about as good as my Bennett's, but yeah, that's pretty much how you use FARUZAN's skill and burst and everything. Like I said, if there was enemies to group, I could show where to group them. But that is it for the playstyle. Alright, so for FARUZAN's weapons, you're definitely going to want to go for something that has energy recharge, if you have it. So, Vonia's Warbow would be the best option. I did say that base attack is the best, so if you can get a 5-star weapon, that would be preferable. If you can get one with energy recharge, I can't think of any that have energy recharge off the top of my head. They're 5-star, but any that have energy recharge that are 5-star, that would be very good. But if you're going for a 4-star option, that's the Vonia's Warbow would definitely be the number 1 choice, and then Sacrificial Bow would be a number 2 choice. Those two go hand in hand with energy recharge. So, yeah, definitely something with energy recharge. And like I said, even if you had a weapon like Prototype Crescent or Rust, that's still attack percent. That does not go towards her passive, her second passive talent for the ANEMO damage, though. The ANEMO buff. So, you know, attack, base attack, not attack percent. So, yeah, Vonia's Warbow, Sacrificial Bow, those are the 2 best. And 5-star if there's any if there's any energy recharge 5-star bows for the base attack, that would be the best. So that's it for the weapons. Alright, so for FARUZAN's artifact sets, you're definitely going to want to mix and match a few. So you're going to want to find a set that has attack percent and ANEMO damage percent. Now, think about it, like I said, it is base attack that you get. The base attack is going to boost your ANEMO damage, but the attack percent is good enough, you know, for more damage and everything. So you're going to want to mix and match 2-piece attack percents like Gladiators or Shimenawas, anything like that, and a 2-piece ANEMO damage bonus, which I think is only Veritas Inventor and the Desert Pavilion set right now. So those 2 are what I'm doing. Find whatever set has the best substats on it, you know. So if you have a better set that's Desert Pavilion for the ANEMO damage bonus, plus 15%, do the Desert Pavilion. If you have Veritas Inventor that's better, do Veritas Inventor. Doesn't really matter. It does the same thing. Same for the Gladiators. If you have better substats on Gladiators, do that. If you have better substats on the Shimenawas, do that. Or any other sets that have that attack percent. So that's what I recommend for the artifact sets. Now, another option that could work is the Noblesse Oblige. Obviously, the burst damage. That could be very good as well. But typically, you're going to want to go for 2-piece Glad and 2-piece Veritas Inventor. Or, like I said, Desert Pavilion, Shimenawas, whatever you have that's better. So that's it for the artifact sets. Alright, so for the artifact stats for FARUZAN, obviously for the substats, you're going to want to go for crit damage, energy recharge most of all. Because this character It's insane how much energy recharge you need for her. Like, it's just insane. So look for energy recharge substats. Most of all, that is above all, most of what you want to get. And then also base attack. As you can see, I have attack percent there. I don't have base attack on that one. I don't have base attack on that one either. But crit damage, crit rate, and above all, energy recharge. If anything else, that is what you want to really have. And then for the main stats, definitely on Sandavion, you're going to want to have energy recharge. Like I said, this character needs an insane amount of energy recharge. Mine has around 300% ER. I would say a good... I don't really know what to say as a good range because she needs so much that like 300% to like 350% would be viable, which sounds insane, but she just needs a lot of energy recharge. It's insane. So energy recharge for the Sands, and then for the Goblet ammo damage bonus, Goblet with of course energy recharge and crit substats, and then crit rate or crit damage circle, whatever you need. So that's it for the artifact stats. Like I said, above all, is try to get energy recharge on the Sands, ammo damage bonus Goblet, and crit circlet. So that's it for the stats. All right, so real quick before we get into the team comps for FARUZAN, I want to talk about the constellations, specifically C6. So you probably already know what I'm going to say, but the C1 is good. You can now have a maximum of 2 hurricane arrows using fully charged aim shots. C4 is also very good for energy and everything. I mean it's all right. Not very good, but it's all right. The C6. This is absolutely insane. And believe it or not, most of FARUZAN's potential is unfortunately, locked behind C6. So the one secret ways, which is FARUZAN's burst, characters affected by the one secret ways will have 40% increased crit damage when they do ANEMO damage inside that field. That's right, 40% increased crit damage. And also, when the active character deals damage, while under that benefit, they will apply pressurized collapse to the opponent damage and can be triggered once every 3 seconds. So basically, the grouping ability is so much better. So much better. Not just from the C1, where you have the 2 extra hurricane shots, but every 3 seconds when you're under that field of her burst, when damage is dealt, it will do that pressurized collapse thing. So you don't even have to have her on field. You can just do it while you're attacking. So it's absolutely insane. I don't know. I just want to talk about the C6 real quick. I think it's really dumb how she's locked behind a paywall pretty much I mean, every character is locked behind a paywall if you don't get free Primo Gems. But she's locked behind C6 and I really hate that. And the truth is, most characters now, you have to get the C6 for them to be good. 4-star characters, anyways. Most 5-stars are good, C0, but yeah, most of her potential. I mean, she's good at C0, but most of her potential is really locked behind C6, unfortunately. So I just want to talk about the constellations real quick, specifically C6. And yeah, I just want to talk about how she's just hidden behind a paywall pretty much to unlock her full potential for your ANEMO DPS. So that's it for the constellations. Alright, so now getting to the team comps of FARUZAN. Obviously, she is an ANEMO support, so you definitely don't want to try to make her a DPS. You're going to want to put her in with another ANEMO support, if not two. Honestly, this team right here, I already talked about it in my Wander guide, so watch that if you haven't already, but you could really use 3 ANEMO characters, and the reason that is not only will you have more damage, but you need so much energy recharge. Like I said in the artifacts section, having 3 batteries for ANEMO is almost like a necessity. So if I were to change this team I would remove Bennett from the spot anyway, and I would have Venti here instead, and then I'll have Bennett at the end. So you'll have 3 ANEMO batteries giving FARUZAN energy, because she needs so much energy recharge. It's just insane. So this is a team that you can use a double or triple ANEMO, and then single or double PYRO, depending on how many ANEMO characters you have. So any ANEMO DPS like Shikanoi and Izo, very good as well. He can fit here instead of Venti, or with Venti, like I said, she needs a lot. So, and a team with Sucrose even. Sucrose, I mean, Sucrose can be kind of an ANEMO DPS, not really, but kind of. But yeah, along with ANEMO DPS characters, obviously. Most of them, you know, are like the Wanderer or Xiao or Shikanoi and Heizo. So that's the kind of teams you want to have. Another ANEMO character, if not two, for triple battery. So that's it for the team comps. All right, guys, so that's it for this guide. I hope you enjoyed this guide about FARUZAN. Now, I didn't do a showcase in the Spiral Abyss because I'd basically just be wasting your time, and I really don't want to waste your time. So the last thing I want to do, I want to try to save you time, so you don't have to. That's the whole point of these guides, so you can just watch a 15-minute video, 20-minute video. Please be quiet while I'm talking. So you can watch a 15-minute video, 20-minute video, however long this video ends up being, so that you don't have to spend hours and hours trying to figure out the best solutions for the characters, the best weapons, everything on your own. Yeah, it would be a waste. If you want to see a showcase with FARUZAN in it, I already have. I swear they talk every time I'm talking. I do have a showcase with FARUZAN in it in my Wanderer showcase, in my Wanderer guide. So if you want to see,
There's nothing.
I'm sorry, she keeps talking. If you want to see the showcase, with FARUZAN in it, there is a showcase in my Wanderer video at the near the end of the video. So sorry, I've been rambling. FARUZAN kept on interrupting me. I kind of got lost, but yeah, what do you guys think about FARUZAN so far? I like her, but I just hate how she is locked behind a paywall, pretty much locked behind C6. And I hate it so much because there's so many characters that are locked behind C6. In my opinion, we've not had any amazing 4-star characters in a long time. Like Yun Jin, in my opinion, is a terrible Geo support character. And maybe her C6 is good, but she's not very good. And think about like the very first 4-star characters ever, like XIANGLING. XIANGLING is an amazing 4-star character, even at C0, but she's even greater at C6 or even C1. She's an amazing 4-star character. Fischl, one of the greatest Electro characters, off-field Electro characters, or even an on-field physical DPS character. I mean, they're so good. And then Goro, you know, he's kind of locked behind C4 or 6, whatever it is, when he gets the healing ability. I hate how characters are locked behind constellations to be truly unlocked. You know, it really sucks, and I just hate it. But she is a decent character, but you know, she wouldn't be my go-to ANEMO support character. My go-to would obviously be Venti or Sucrose, somebody like that. So. Although this video is late and you can't pull for her right now, in the future, if FARUZAN comes back, should you pull for her, I would say if you want to, sure. But if you have somebody like Sucrose or Venti, no, definitely not. Yes, you definitely do not need her to have a good support for an ANEMO DPS. So that's my thoughts on FARUZAN. So let me know what you guys think about her down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.